Okay, Dopey. You got Zoom on?
Yep.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing while we recognize those who have passed since our last meeting. Dr. James Cohn, William Joseph Malloy, Jeffrey Charles Hook, Jackson Peter Schwab, Deborah Zeider, William P. Freer, Anna Lucia Sims, fire exits are for those that are here in the building. This is the fire escape here. Don't go out down the staircase. Mr. Kaya, do you have any concerns?
No.
Roll call. Mike?
Here.
Paul?
Here.
Cassie?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
We have a full board meeting tonight, and there's no correspondence, right, Jack?
No.
And at this particular time of the meeting, we do a petitioner's time if anybody's in the audience or in the building or on Zoom. This is your turn to address your concerns to the town board.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so there's going to be a 7:05 public hearing, so when it's prior to 7:05, we go into past that hearing, we'll come back to the hearing. So we're going to start with the first resolution. The Town of Wawarsing Town Board, by a resolution, authorizes the supervisor to participate in an NY Class program under the terms of the NY Class Municipal Cooperation Agreement amended and restated as of March 28, 2019.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Paul makes a motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
It's a roll call vote. Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Cassie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That was for Bill, because he always said, it's a roll call vote. It's not a motion. All right, so that's unanimous. Another resolution by roll call is Wawarsing Town Board by resolution authorizes the town board to advertise for bids
Town clerk.
in accordance with the general municipal law for contract TWA 232 CDBG 1215 PR 83-21, proposed sludge dewatering facility at Kerhansen Wastewater Treatment Plant, Kerhansen Sewer District, Town of Wawarsing. The bid opening date will be determined by the town clerk in the consultation with the town supervisor and Veneer and Larios.
I'll make the motion.
This, Bill makes a motion, Paul seconds it, Mike,
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Cassie?
I say aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I vote aye, so that resolution as well passes. And let's go to the second page for a second. Town board, there's no budget mods.
No.
And the town board approved bills as audited.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes the motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the assessor report, the building report, the justice court report, the highway department, the town clerk's report, dog control officer, and the supervisor's report.
I'll move 3 through 9. Second.
Bill makes motion for 3 through 9, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
3 through 9 are approved. Okay, it's 7:05, so we're going to go back to the public hearing, which is, the purpose of the public hearing is to receive input from the public regarding the performance and status of activities from CDBG 1215 PR 162-22 and to identify future community development activities for the Small Cities CDBG program.
I make a motion, we open the public hearing.
I'll second it.
Cassie makes a motion to open it, Paul seconds it. The public hearing is open presently now for the public in-house here and on Zoom. Do we have Mark Blauer on call? He's on the Zoom, so
Yes,
if
he
anybody
is.
wants to move up a little bit, you can see Mark here. Mark is the guru of the infrastructure grants for the town of Wawarsing for many, many years, actually decades, right, Mark?
I've been working for the town since 1998.
Okay, so that's
I was only 6 years old then.
You started out as a little tot, but that's a good joke.
Yeah, Terry, thank you for the introduction. The hearing is best described tonight as a second hearing, a performance hearing for the project that is numbered 1215 PR 16222. It's a grant of $995,462 for phase 2 improvement within the Cohasson Sewer District. About 3 years ago, we had a phase 1 project from a similar funding source, all about reducing infiltration and inflow in the sanitary sewer system. The sewer district was plagued by problems with water getting into the pipes and manholes and overloading the sewage treatment plant. At one time, the town had a overflow into the Ronyack Creek that precipitated a consent order. And one of the things we can do to minimize flow and overloading of the sewage treatment plant is to reduce infiltration and inflow. Phase 1 project was implemented about 3 years ago with National Water Main Cleaning Company. They were the low bidder again for this similar phase 2 project. The work is well underway. To date, we have spent approximately $220,000 of the grant funds. As of today, we have $727,467 remaining. Tonight on your agenda is approval of payment application number 2 for National Water Main Cleaning Company in the amount of $165,100.15. Work is continuing. I spoke to John Davidson from Bernier Lawyers today. I expect that National Water Main Cleaning Company will finish their work during November. The balance of the project is replacement of pumps at at Carlo Drive and also at the Route 209 pump station. That work will be undertaken by Midcon, and that work will be underway in December. So it's probable that the project, as we know it now, will be completed by the end of the year. We moved this project very, very quickly. We had 2 years to complete it. Our expiration date is actually December of 2024. We're very ahead of the game here in terms of time. So myself and John talked about the possibility there might be some money left over in the grant. And with the year to go, there's still room to maneuver in terms of asking OCR, our funding agency, for permission to use that money for improvements within the Cohasson Sewer District. So, simply stated, this grant is at the end of a long line of grants that we've used to improve both Mackinac and Cohasson water sewer districts in both situations. And we've essentially rebuilt the sewer treatment plant and sewer treatment system within Cohasson. Tonight, you're going to be approving bidding for replacement of the sludge press at the treatment plant, which is really our last grant that we have through OCR, through the block grant program. And the purpose of the hearing tonight, with this preface in mind, is to give the public an opportunity to comment on what we've done in Cohasson, one, and to suggest other items for future grant funding rounds. For the first year in 20 years, to my knowledge, we did not apply during the last round of the block grant program because simply we had nothing left to apply for. However, we're going to keep it up in mind if the public has some other suggestions on projects that would primarily benefit low and moderate income persons, we can consider those. So I'm going to suggest that you open the hearing to public comments. I'll be glad to answer any questions as the grant writer and administrator. And to the extent possible, I'll try to anticipate answers that John Davidson might give if he were present here as the engineer.
All right, Mark, thank you. We've opened the meeting, and anybody have any comments from or questions?
I just have a question if nobody else has a question to ask.
Okay, let's start with you.
Okay. Mark, you said there might be funding left over at the end of this particular project because we're ahead of schedule. Would those funds be available to help us remove the existing reed bed at Cohonson? Because we don't have funding to remove that just yet. We just have for the sludge press and second clarifier there.
Well, they certainly could be used at the treatment plant. The sludge press project, does that envision replacement of the reed bed as it is?
Yeah, it has to come out because the DEC said we cannot have it anymore, and they need that space for the second clarifier. So that space needs to be emptied and filled in and usable for the second clarifier.
Okay, yeah, just to make things more complicated, apart from the two OCR projects, we also have the USDA project that will be bidding as well, which is the redundant treatment system at the Cohonson treatment plant. So I believe that what you're describing could be permitted by OCR. Mm-hmm. At times they get a little finicky about that, but since we have a year to go, we would have time, if they wish us to modify our environmental assessment, one, to accommodate that, and two, have a new bidding process.
Okay.
It would not be a change order with National Water Main. Mm-hmm. It would need to be a new freestanding bid opportunity. But completing the current work as quickly as we did, we leave ourselves options. Too often, municipalities leave themselves very little time, and then when they have extra money, they have a month or two to go, and there's no time to bid. Mm-hmm. Here, if we do have a specific amount of money left over, we have the spring and summer of 2024 to use it, including perhaps having a new bid process.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Joe, come on up and talk.
I'm just not sure who to direct it at. I'll just talk out loud. My question was around the reed bed as well. I know the DEC said it has to be removed.
It does.
Now, is that on our dime, for lack of a better term? Do we have to recharge that with DEC? Or is that grant money? I guess part two, is there any repercussions if we put it on the back burner as far as either fines or penalties down the road by not addressing it sooner than later?
Mark?
I'm not quite sure I'm not sure what interactions we've had lately with the DEC for the plan, but I get the sense that they're rather happy that we're taking action as we are. Mm-hmm. Is there any hint of pressure right now from the DEC regarding the reed?
No, the last time when we put together the original package for the sludge press, we had a letter from them commenting on the fact that they were glad that we were going to put the sludge press in, but the reed bed had to go because it's considered an invasive species. And so we designed that changeover with the second clarifier and the sludge press with the idea of emptying the reed bed, filling it, and using that piece of land.
Is it possible to remove the reed bed without having the clarifier project completed?
I don't know.
You need the press.
Okay. I recall the time we had the phone conference with the DEC regarding the consent order. Mm-hmm. Or the NUS violation that we received. And I think they were kind of shocked by how much progress we had been making and how proactive we were and how we were attacking these needs. They thought they'd be talking to us, trying to prompt us to do something. And I think they discovered that we were doing quite a few things already.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of timing. Mm-hmm. So I think the summary answer is that if we have money left over in this grant, we intend to use it for something, for the Cohonson sewer treatment plant or the collection system. And the fact that DEC wants us to remove the invasive plants is a good explanation to OCR why we should hold on to that money and use it for something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Come on up and state your name and, all right.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Johnny Frost. I just have a question about the water and sewer capacity. It was really awesome to hear how proactive we've been and how ahead of schedule we are. With the work that we've been doing, have we increased capacity? Do we know in terms of what our capacity is and what our usage is? Is there, I'm thinking in terms of economic development, allowing more building to happen, kind of where my question is stemming from.
I think I can address that. We have a distinct capacity of the plant, and I tend to stay out of trouble by not imitating attorneys or engineers, but I believe that the capacity, if John Davidson was here, he could give us the precise capacity, but the fact that we're removing infiltration and inflow from the system, it does not increase the capacity, but it means that we're not stressing the capacity as much. I&I tends to stress the capacity during rainfall events by spiking the flow and perhaps exceeding the capacity of the plant, because I&I effectively means that you're trying to treat rainwater or groundwater, that of course there's no purpose doing that. So by reducing I&I, you enhance the useful capacity of the plant without increasing the capacity of the plant. You're simply making more of the capacity available, but you're no longer trying to treat rainwater.
Thank you.
So Mark, who would make the determination if we can go to OCR or ORC? How soon should we start doing that?
I think what we need is let's imagine in December, Whitcon finishes I think it's Carlo Drive and the Route 209 pumps. We get the bills. We have all the bills from Whitcon. We're going to have a very clear idea how much money remains. At that point, we'd all want to talk amongst ourselves, the staff of the sewer district, the town board, and Brigadier Larios and myself. We talk about what we intend to propose and get some idea of the probable cost. Then actually schedule a conference call at OCR and talk about it. And talk about our willingness to modify the environmental review record, modify seeker, for example, and to produce a new bid package and go to bid. So I'd say a good way of looking at it is perhaps we'll have all the bills from Whitcon and National Water in hand by your January meeting. And then in January or early February, we're approaching OCR with some thought process.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
We have a motion to close the public hearing. Any other comments on Facebook or in the audience?
I'll make the motion close.
Not Facebook, but Zoom.
Nope, that's it.
All right, so
Mike made it.
Mike makes the motion and Bill seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks. See you, Mark. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for letting me join by Zoom. The reconstruction of Route 81 and 84 around Scranton meant that I could not make it today. And thankfully, thanks to Paul and Terry, I was able to join by Zoom and to carry on.
Very good, Mark. Thank you very much.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, so I think we went to 9. We finished up to 9, correct? All right, number 10, town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for one member to serve a 7-year term.
We're going to cross that one out,
Yeah, we're going to combine number 10 and 11.
That's 10 and 11.
Okay, so combining 10 and 11, we're going to say town board to authorize town clerk to advertise to fill open seats on the zoning, planning, board of assessment review, and environmental conservation committees. Terms of service will be disclosed in the advertisement. Application should be returned to the town clerk by December 15, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Kazzy makes the motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. So now we're to 12. Town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise the hours that the town hall, transfer station, and highway department will be closed for the upcoming holidays.
So moved.
Second.
Bill make the motion, Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 13, town board to approve to sponsor Nominate Your Neighbor for the holiday home lighting decorating contest. Registration is from November 24th to December 11th. Winner will be announced on December 21st.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes the motion. Paul seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion.
Sorry, can you pass that motion down?
This one over here?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. 14, town board to approve to donate $500 to the Noonday Club towards their annual senior citizen holiday dinner to be held at the school Sunday, December 3rd.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 15, town board to approve invoice 823-206-19-3 in the amount of $19,358 to APC Play for professional installation of Worm Road Park playground equipment.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the quote in the amount of $8,700 to Willie Goat for the ADA equipment.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion's carried. Town board to approve the following events for Ellenville Wawarsing Youth Commission. November 21st, Senior Friendsgiving, cost not to exceed $100.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 18, town board to approve the release of the zoning board of appeals fee in the amount of $250 to Sullivan Construction Company Group, Inc., due to the applicant withdrawing his application. This is per the recommendation of the zoning board of appeals in a letter dated November 8th, 2023.
So second. So second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the release of the remaining monies being held in escrow in the amount of $777.50 to Darcy Mance on the Rocks. This is per the recommendation of the planning board in a letter dated November 2nd, 2023.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion and Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Town board to approve the payment of invoice 23-2702-6 in the amount of $39,236.09 to Delaware Engineering, DPC, for the town of Wawarsing Highway Garage.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve 202-365-96 in the amount of $5,594. Advanced Testing Company, Inc., for the new highway garage and rehabilitation project.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 22, town board to approve the payment application number 4 in the amount of $77,318.89 to J&J SAS Electrical, Inc., for the highway garage and rehabilitation project.
So moved.
Electrical.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 23, town board to approve payment application number 5 in the amount of $1,183,697.15 to Darland Associates, Inc., for the highway garage and rehabilitation project, general construction.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 24, town board to authorize the supervisor to execute change order number 1 for the National Water Main Cleaning Company's Kerhonkson wastewater collection system, Phase 2, CDBG, project number 1215 PR167-22, to modify the scope of work to repair a leak at sanitary manhole J-1. This will increase the contract value by $4,130.08 for a revised contract amount of $676,577.58.
So moved.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve payment application number 2 in the amount of $165,100.05 to National Water Main Cleaning Company for improvements to the Kerhonkson wastewater collection system, Phase 2 of a CDBG project number 1215 PR167-22.
So moved.
Mike makes a motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion's carried. Town board to approve a loan in the amount of $60,000 from the A Fund, or General Fund, to the Capital Fund for the Wawarsing Water District, DEL DEP 446 project.
So moved.
Paul makes the motion.
Second.
Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 27, town board to approve payment application number 13 in the amount of $40,000 to H. Elsterhout Excavation, Inc. for Wawarsing Water District Route 209 Water Distribution Mains, WWD bid 05.
So bid, or
No bids?
Close enough.
I think that's
so moved.
so moved, and
I'll
it's
second.
not a roll call vote, though.
No, not this time.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 28, town board to approve the payment application number 19 in the amount of $20,482 to TAM Enterprises, Inc. for Wawarsing Water District Water Treatment Facility and Well Field.
So moved.
Second.
Paul makes a motion, Cassie seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
And that motion's carried. 29, town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the agreement with Open Space Institute for the O&W Rail Trail Port Bend project.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 30, town board to approve Renee Olzenek, assessor, to attend a training session given by New York State Assessors Association on January 19th, 2024, entitled Income Redefined.
So moved.
The cost of the training is $50. So Paul makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 31, town board to rescind the motion approving the purchase of a Felling FT16IT-1 drop deck trailer in the amount of $18,452.48 from Tracy Road Equipment for the Highway
So
Department.
moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the Felling FT16 I-drop deck trailer in the amount of $19,314.88 from Tracy Road Equipment for the Highway Department.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion. Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 33, town board to rescind the motion approving the purchase of a commercial wheeler paver in the amount of $189,000 from H.O. Penn for the Highway Department.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion. Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the purchase of the same commercial wheeler paver in the amount of $192,000 from H.O. Penn for the Highway Department.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion. Paul seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. That was fun, even. So, the highway superintendent normally speaks at this time, but he's under the weather a little bit, not here today, not feeling that well, and we asked him to stay home and get well.
Not affect us.
And so from there, we start with Bill Brown.
Just a couple things. Park rangers at Lippman Park are now done for the season, and Lippman Park bathrooms are now closed for the winter. And there's senior citizen holiday dinner is December 3rd at the high school, sponsored by the Noonday Club. And that's all I have.
So we some good singing by Greg Schultz, right?
Yep.
If you like Frank Sinatra or that era, he'll be there. And that's it? Okay, so Kathy's four.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the Christmas Angel Toy Drive being put together by Jeremy Hall is on again this year. In 21, when they did it, they were able to give 147 kids toys, and in 22 they were able to give 474 kids toys. So if you'd like to donate, you can drop we have a box in the lobby, and you put a new unwrapped toy in the box. And if you prefer cash, you can reach out to Jeremy Hall at 845-665-4131, and he will tell you how you can donate cash. The Town Rec Department and myself are doing a Nominate Your Neighbor decorating contest. If your neighbor, and neighbor means anybody in the town of Wawarsing in the village, if you're going by a house and it's like, wow, that's really beautiful, take down the address, email it to me at cassie.store@wawarsingny.gov. and I will get a picture of that house, and we will have a bunch of them up for people to vote on. I'm accepting nominees from November 24th to December 11th. Voting will start December 12th, and at our December 21st board meeting, we will announce the winners. We have some beautiful houses that get decorated this time of year, and I really want to see a lot of people participate in this event. It'll be fun for everybody. I also have the south part of the Wawarsing Water District is now currently receiving, drum roll, water from our tank, and it is very exciting. The pressures are where they belong.
As of yesterday.
Yep. And there's no leaks, and so far, knock on wood, no one has called to say had any problems. We were concerned that the houses at the base of the tank would have a pressure issues, but it has all worked out beautifully. Starting in December, the green sand filters will come online, and then the rest of the north of the tank will be also on our Wawarsing well water. So we're so close to finishing this project, and I'm so excited, and I'm thrilled that we did not have any issues with the tank when we brought it online yesterday. The Environmental Conservation Committee met on Tuesday, and they're working on their climate smart initiatives, and we have openings on that board. And if you are inclined if you're crazy and passionate about the climate and you want to do some climate smart stuff in town, fill out an application to be on that board. And you see Jackie, she has applications for that. Near and dear to my heart is the Wawarsing Heroes Banner Program. I chair that when I'm not here, and I would greatly appreciate anybody who would like to sponsor of that. A banner costs $175. We have lots of vets, but not all of them can afford that, and so we're hoping to get community sponsors and your name, or if you prefer, if you have the ability to have your name on their banner saying that you sponsored the flag, but you can also be anonymous if you're willing to sponsor of that, so they can have a flag in our town. Reach out to me here at Town Hall, and I'll get you the paperwork for that. If you know a vet, and some of our vets are very humble and they don't want to be recognized, but I'm working diligently to get them to allow us to recognize them. It's the very least that we can do to show our pride in all that they did. Let me know their names, and I will start the process of trying to get them to allow us to honor that. And that's all I have. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm supposed to remind you that if you are a senior and you would like to join us at the Trudy Resnick Building on Tuesday for Friendsgiving, lunch starts there. We're having a traditional Thanksgiving, thanks to donations, and Doreen Brown at Sammy Brown's, who will be cooking the meal for us, and come out and have some fun with the seniors. It's really a nice time. And that's all I have. Paul, it's your turn.
Well, you covered pretty much everything, so I think we're good. That's good. That's fine. Mike?
I don't have much to say except just to, because we don't have a meeting before the 2nd of December, to remind people about the Joshua Peters Memorial Electric Fire Truck Parade here in the village at 5 p.m. And with that, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, a safe and happy holiday. That's all I have.
Either Paul or Cassie want to discuss that issue that we're starting this right now, or no?
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you can do it.
All right. So unfortunately, it's really easy to criticize people on Facebook, and we at Town Hall would like you to remember to be civil on Facebook and to be kind to our employees. They are carrying out the directives and policies of our town board, and you should not take them to task. If you have a problem with a policy or procedure that we've set in place, please come to Town Hall and speak to Terry or myself or any of the other board members. And remember that these people are giving of their time, and they're working for the betterment of your community here at Town Hall, and being rude and disrespectful to them is not acceptable, and we would really appreciate a little courtesy.
Thank you, Cassie. Mike's finished, or?
Yep. Terry, you're up.
All right, so the town board approved the 2024 budget last week. It was 0.6 6% increase in the tax levy. So obviously that's less than 1%. And I would say for the last 5 or 6 years, it's probably about, don't quote me here, but I think it's about 0.7 or something, 7.5, or it's less than 1%, I believe. So that's always good. There's a lot of projects going on with the town, so that does impact, we're talking about strictly the levy, and when we do projects like the DEP project, it's close to $24 million, which is not paid by the town taxpayers whatsoever. The highway garage is a project that's going to cost money for the people in the entire town, but it had to be done because it was more than 50 years old, and for about 10 years it needs to be done. We've done water line projects, and we completely redid the garage and water lines about 4 or 5 years ago, and that was a $6.5 million project. 4.5 was grants. So a guy like Mr. Blauer, who was on this first part of the meeting tonight, was the big reason for that. The guy's exceptional about getting grants and paying a lot of the times for the entire project, if not 2 to 3/4 of the project. So we have a valuable, consultant in the town with him since 1998, and we appreciate what he does. Highway garage, if you drive by it, just take a drive down on your way to the transfer station or whatever, or Kingston or wherever you're going, and you can see that the steel is being thrown up pretty quickly. I believe that part of the process will be done before the end of the year.
Yep.
And the entire new building will be online, I believe, by June maybe, right? Okay, and parks and the village town parks. I was at the meeting this morning for a bit, and we revisited the idea of having a dog park, and 2 of the sites that were proposed were discussed or were investigated were the Broom Road Park on the top part by the pavilion if you're looking at it, I believe, to the right side of that. And when we did that, we're looking at the 2019 parks study that was done in 2019. Which is a collaborative effort between the village and the town, and a few years ago, we looked into that down there, and I think the fencing was about $40,000, so I think that's what kind of stopped the project, or, because there was a lack of funding. But then another site was the Bob Mankles Park, which used to be I played Pony League there. I don't know if there was Little League there, but the Pony League I don't even know if they play Pony League anymore. That's a couple of years after Little League. And then it was a men's softball league for many years, and now it's a park that's down by the rescue squad. That's basically just a park that's it's being maintained by the town. But the good part of that was the enclosure of that park is pretty much closed out, so that would not require a fencing in, which is an added cost to the project. So it looks like that project, if there's only 2 of them, would be probably the better choice, I would think. Sometimes, and it's just my opinion, and other board members can chime in, or the public can chime in, and John Kavares will in a second. But some of the things that happen, like the Burn Road Park is an all-inclusive, diversified park with softball and playground equipment with different age kids and tennis players and basketball players and a number of things, and sometimes that interferes with dogs. So it's pretty nice to have a dog park that's separate and specific to dogs. And Living Park, that's been the problem with Living Park, because Living Park has soccer leagues, they got pickleball stuff they got going on, they got bicycles running all over the place. And I just think that, a dog park should be a dog park and should have some open space for them to run, and also some space for shade. So that's really what we discussed this morning, and what should be available if that project goes forward. So John Kavares, the county legislator, what do you got to say, John?
Actually, this is from my previous hat as town board member. So this was back, I think, when James was still supervisor. We had a proposal come to us from I don't remember his name, but he was the stable manager for the Neville stables. He lived on,
Up in Greenfield Park.
yeah, I can't
Gary
think of his,
Goluski?
I don't remember his name.
No?
But he brought a proposal to do it at Camphor Park, or Camphor Park, however it's pronounced, where because it just.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, the way it's geographically set up, the topography of it actually lends itself very nicely to being isolated. There was no, the park was abandoned, it was after the equipment there had gotten destroyed in one of the floods, I think it was 05, 06. He had brought a proposal there, he had it all sketched out. I looked at my emails, because this got brought up, I think, at one of the coffee meetings recently. I looked through my previous ones. I don't seem to have it in my emails, and I certainly don't have the paperwork anymore. But I don't know if there's anything on file here in town. But that was, he actually had it very nicely laid out. He had very good sketches, and he had everything mapped out in terms of what the boundary lines were that the town owned, and the fact that it came from. And I guess there was another parcel across the other side of Old Greenfield Road.
Well, the Camper Park is up on Route 52, a few miles up. It's just above, a little bit above the Stickler Wood Company there. And over the years, like John said, there had been proposals like that, but just in this last year, we've
Surveyed it.
we surveyed that property. So there's two, I think it's 48 acres over the other side of the creek, and the road that used to go up to Curtis Road has been damaged over the years from hurricanes, so that's not in operation, but there used to be a playground piece of equipment out there and all that stuff, and the bridge that's there now is pretty much out, and I don't mean the Barber Road Bridge, I mean
Yeah, no, I know
the
what
bridge
you
at
mean.
Camper Park is a very small little bridge, but
Yep.
it needs a lot of work. But then there's if you go across the road to the 52 side, there's probably a few acres over there where they were at different times that we've discussed this. There's ample parking over there. It might even be a spot for a dog park. So we can share that with them.
Yeah, one of the things is the part that's accessible right now is basically access to a DEC registered trout stream. And it's a very limited access that you have there. Unfortunately, like Terry said, on the other side of it, where the bigger piece of the property is, that road basically is non-traversable currently. And not even just the bridge part of it, but even if you go down Curtis Road a short distance, it's impassable. It's really not a road any longer. So, and on the other side, there's no fencing, I believe, as well. So you have the issue about the cost of fencing on the other side. We have talked about, there is a small amount of money that's dedicated to that park. We've talked about making that, expanding things or doing something to make it a friendlier trout fishing spot. Because right now, all of the equipment that's there is essentially corroded and rotted, and there's no barbecue grills or things like that. And it's kind of difficult to have a parking space there too right now.
Yeah, this was back when the footbridge was still.
Yeah, the footbridge is.
It was still safe to walk over. I'm sure over the years it's not been maintained. But this, when he gives that proposal, the footbridge was still accessible and usable.
Yeah, it's not now.
So as far as that's done by the rescue squad, is there any traffic down there? I'm hearing that some people do bring their dogs there. I'm not.
They mostly use the big field where they've got the stockpile of the stream bank reinforcement that they've been doing. The actual Bob Engel's botanical garden part, very, very, very rarely do I see anybody actually go inside of that. They mostly go down towards where the two creeks meet. They usually run in the larger field areas. Very few people use the actual mostly fenced area you're referring to. Very few people I see over there.
So in one respect, we're maintaining that Bob Angle Park, so we should actually utilize it if we're putting the time and effort into maintaining it.
Let me rephrase what I said. For good uses, it is not very often used. We do on occasion see vehicles down there to which we have to contact the EPD, but for recreational purposes, it's not.
Well, it's also right next to the ambulance, port where you're coming and going, so.
Yeah.
But some use of that park should be obviously looked at very strongly.
That's also a walking distance accessible to people within the village,
Yeah,
where the other park is obviously not.
and the stream is right there, so the trout stream fishing is a nice,
Yep.
nice idea that the town came up with. And actually, the village town parks are the ones that came up with that idea. Collaboration between the town board and the parks and village and town parks. So at this point, the meeting's over, and
Make a
thanks.
motion to adjourn.
Mike
Are we
makes
going
the
to
motion,
extend
and Cassie's talking about it. No, she seconds it. And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that
We
motion
need
is
to go
carried.
to
We need to go
executive.
back to
We adjourned,
executive.
but Mike needs
Not to
to.
reconvene.
Okay, Mike